Isn't that interesting? We assume it's four guys. We always picture it in movies and in paintings as four guys carrying this bed or a stretcher, and then they couldn't get in the house because of the rush of people in there. And so they go up on the roof and they let him down. And you can picture the four men with the faith to bring this man, which by the way is a beautiful miracle. The man couldn't come to Jesus on his own. And sometimes people in your circle of influence can't come, so they bring him. It's their faith that brings him to Christ, because he can't bring himself to Christ. They lower him down. Picture being the man with the palsy. He's paralyzed. And he's looking at Jesus with this great moment of expectation. And Jesus, probably smiling at him, says, "My son, be of good cheer. Thy sins be forgiven thee." Okay, what's your response if you're the lame man? The paralyzed man?
Not what I wanted.
Thank you. And is there more? Isn't it interesting? Jesus in that case started with the miracle of forgiveness. And you've got the Pharisees over on the side saying, "This man blasphemeth. Who can forgive sins save God alone?" And Jesus knows their thoughts, and he says to them, "I have a question for you. Which is easier? Is it easier to say, 'Thy sins be forgiven,' or is it easier to say, 'Rise, take up thy bed and walk'?" What's the obvious answer? It's way easier to say, "Thy sins be forgiven thee," because what? You don't know if they really got forgiven. You can't see. There's nothing physical. There's no proof that the sins got forgiven. So Jesus begins with a spiritual miracle in that case, and then he says, "But to show you that the Son of Man hath power to forgive sins," then he turns and he says, "Rise, take up thy bed and walk." So in that case, he used a physical miracle to validate his spiritual capacity to perform a miracle that only a God can perform. "Thy sins be forgiven thee." The miracle of forgiveness is way... By the way, if we were to pull that palsied man into the room today and have him address the group for 3 minutes, which miracle do you think he would focus on today? I think he would talk about the miracle of forgiveness way more than the non-paralysis.